Hi, Gary here. Welcome to BookMob. Today I'm going to be talking about a book I just recently read. It's Cold People by Tom Rob Smith. He might be better known from his well-known series of books. I think it's a child... what's it called? Let me see. Child 44 and the subsequent films. Cold People itself has been written with a sort of screenplay in mind. That's just my opinion. Don't forget, anything you hear on this is my opinion, good or bad. Mainly bad, but anything you hear, whatever. It's just fun. It's just books. All right, so for me, Cold People. Let's see. It's a lightweight science fiction, and it's written in a very smooth and easy to read, digestible manner. It's set out episodically. With characters. They're not deep characters. They don't inspire. He's trying to get you to want each one to succeed or each one to come out of themselves on the page. But the premise of the novel is aliens come to Earth. They basically give everyone 30 days to get to Antarctica. That's it. So millions of people in boats and planes and all the governments come together. Except he doesn't mention the Taliban. It's one, because he mentions Chinese, he mentions Koreans, doesn't mention the Taliban. Anyway, they all go down to Antarctica, go south to Antarctica, and basically they have to start civilization again. It's all about genetics and, anyway. So, look, Tom Robert Smith is an educated writer. He knows how to tell a story. Telling stories is a universal skill. But on the other hand, it's how you tell that story that makes a book captivating and engaging. It does engage, but it's not locked in for me. Tom Roberts doesn't do anything by halves, and I guess it's all in the name of creating, palatable stories. Commercial success must be good, as I've never experienced it myself. And I'm sure I would follow tested narratives to find material and literary sex if I could. So good on him. The story narrated or the story promise is not the story read. The book Cold People is about the end of tradition and the coming of a new psychopathic, narrow-minded and robotic bags of meat age. The old is out, the new is in, death to tradition, death to history, and also death to anyone willing to stand up to these coming educated zombies. Hence the wonderful title, Cold People. When you're cold, you're cold. Resistant to question, empathy, logic, and they decapitate the old ideology of civilization, I suppose you could say, because they figure if we have to live with these aliens, and you never get to speak to the aliens, if we have to live with these aliens, we've got to be cold-hearted sons of bitches. So basically, their ideology of these new humans is basically cold, distant, controlled insanity, and that this is the way forward. The irony of all this coming mediocrity, because it is mediocre just to have zero thoughts or concerns and one line of thought, is that the minds of the old world actually created the minds of the new world. Obviously without them you could not have them. You get it? And I guess the Cold People scorn, you can tell they scorn and hate and intimidate the old world. And I guess they do it in a very cruel manner. And the old world reacts they react by dying, by getting killed. And look, who's going to be the ones that survive? The aliens or these new humans? Obviously the aliens, because they don't even exist in the book other than at the beginning, and that's it. It's like a looming idea to start the book off with a protagonist you never get to meet. So it underlies the whole book. It's always there. So basically humans have been separated from their natural habitat. And as you read the book, you do get the feeling that you'd like to hear more about the aliens. But I guess that's what Tom Smith has done. He's separated the antagonist and the protagonist in order to try and fill in between the words, try and fill a sense of doom and gloom. Well, I can tell you one thing, he gets it right with the doom. I guess the new humans, the biologically DNA adapted or whatever the hell they were, they are going to be the ones, I mean, they're going to create death camps and exterminate the old by any means necessary, because they clearly do not even think of humans or their elder humans as fit for life. And unfortunately, even the cold people will perish. They'll destroy everything, so nothing can convince this ever-growing virus that they are right in many aspects of their ideology, but wrong in what is important, and that is empathy, understanding, and that meaning comes from truth and not from power. You know, they have their Doc Martens crushing skulls under their boots. It's a very simple story, and I guess I was kind of disappointed. It says a lot about the culture wars, and sadly Tom Smith paints a poor future picture. So give it a read. I mean, I read it in 4 days, but I did have a day off. I could have easily read this in 3 sittings. I mean, like I said, it's digestible. It's like fast food, and fast food tastes good. Also, the cover, Cold People, for the Australasian edition is not as potent as the cover for the European or American edition. I'm not sure how that goes. But anyway, thanks for tuning in and enjoy.